A bullish call on China's tech stocks today. Barclays has initiated a bunch of names. Their top pick is Alibaba. Again, you may have heard me say before the break, they say these stocks are simply too important to be ignored. You know, Weiss, you've owned some of these names. You sold out, I think, of all of them, but you've shorted some. What about this? Too important to be ignored? Is that true?
Too important to who? Too important to his career because he follows them, but I don't think they're too important to anybody else. Look, I covered them pretty much at the bottom, and I think the risks still remain. So can the stocks go higher? Yes, that's why I covered when I did. But I think that their rentals, their trades, that's it. You still have the major issues, and there's no way to quantify those risks. And it's insane to try and value these on a relative basis to U.S. tech companies or any other region where you actually have democracy and free capitalism. So own them at your own risk. Yeah, you can make a little dough, but you can lose a lot more than you can make at this point.
Brenda, too important to be ignored or simply too risky?
Yeah, we think, in our view, the Chinese government is still very committed to supporting the growth of private companies and sees that as a major growth driver for their economy going forward. So we don't think that this is going to continue forevermore, although it probably will ahead of the communist meeting next year. However, we still think in this world where valuations are extended for a lot of fast-growing tech companies in the United States, that this is an area that does present some opportunity here. Although I'll say, size it appropriately given the risks. So we don't think you eliminate it entirely, but I think having some exposure here makes a lot of sense.
Playing it through options is a way, John, that Pete has told us he wouldn't even own these stocks, but through, as Weiss said, for a trade or for trades, plural, that use options, and that's what you're doing in at least one or two of these names, right?
Yeah, right now I've only got BEKE, Scott, which is in the housing sector, tech side of housing over in China. That's the only way right now I would play it. I don't see people in here buying large blocks of stock. I do see them speculating on calls. And to that extent, I've got just one of those many stocks that we could pick on, from Billy to PDD to Alibaba and Tencent. I've only got one of them in there, Scott, and that's just because China has just gone after these companies. Education, they started there, and then they just kept hitting them. So I think it is the best way because you can define your risk on entry with an option spread. And that's the only way I'd play it. I would not own these stocks here.